Evening, great evening, great evening, great evening. Hey folks, this is Wesley Virgin with another Millionaire Midnight rant. It's 12:05 here, a.m. It's Saturday night, Sunday morning here. And tonight I'm going to have a rant. Okay? How's everybody doing here tonight? How many of you enjoyed that last video when I gave you guys a tour of my penthouse here? Don't you just love my transparency? Okay? Don't you just love my honesty and my, I just keep it real, honestly. I really do, because I listen, thanks for all the comments and I got a ton of DMs yesterday. I had a ton of people. And listen, this is from the top of my heart. I really do thank you. It's nothing like serving people such as yourself. You're my friends, right? Maybe I don't know you personally, but one day I will. But it's nothing like checking my DMs and having so many people say, Wesley, that video was amazing. Wesley, that video was life-changing. Thank you for giving us the tour of your place. Wesley, you just raised my belief in myself. And man, I was almost in tears, and I don't cry, right? But it just touched my heart. It really did. Because, sometimes you don't know. Sometimes I don't know who I'm talking to here. I know as you guys log on, I know some of you that log on, have been logging on for a couple of years now. But, you never know who's really listening. You never really know who's being serious. And I just want to thank you for that. But for all my newbies, I'm Wesley Virgin. I'm a self-made black millionaire from Houston, Texas. I'm not an athlete. I don't rap. I'm not an artist. I'm a business person. I own several digital marketing companies, products, and offers online. And I'm also into real estate. And it is my purpose, my life's purpose, is to make a contribution to the world, to educate the world. I'm not here to motivate nor inspire, okay? I'm here to educate the world, which is you, to help you understand how to manifest your dreams, to help you understand how to think beyond your emotions, how you feel, and be able to take control of the mind and use the mind in a way to organize it so you'll be able to get what you want. I'm living my best life, and I'm grateful to God for that. Every day I'm grateful just for the life that I have the privilege to live, and I'm so thankful. And I appreciate, all the opportunities, all the missed opportunities, all the failures and all the pleasures and pains and the hiccups and the great things that have taken place in my life. And I wouldn't trade it for anything. And I want you to know that it's possible. I want you to know that it's nothing great about me. I dropped out of college. I barely graduated from high school. I was kicked out of the Army. I was pretty average and poor growing up, but I still made it. And I want you to know that you can make it too, but you have to educate yourself. And these rants are a form of education. Okay. I am worth about $40 million here. It's not 100 million, but it's nothing to sneeze at, right? It's a start. Which means that I'm qualified to have this conversation with you. I'm qualified to educate you, to help you kind of discover what you're missing so you can live the life that you want quickly here. And these rants are really designed so you don't have to spend 10 and 8 years of failure like I did. What I've learned is that if I had a mentor, if I had somebody that I can listen to in my 20s, I would have listened, okay? In my 20s, I was very arrogant. I was just, I thought I knew everything, right? I wasn't really listening. I was listening. I was hearing people, but I wasn't listening, if that makes sense. And any advice I can give to 20-year-olds right now, if you find a person that's wealthy or successful, close your mouth and just listen. Just listen. Learn how to listen more than you speak. I truly believe that's why God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, because he wants us to listen more than we speak, right? So go ahead and put your names here below. Let me give everybody a shout out here because I love all of you so much. Hey, Walford, how are you? Felix, what's going on, man? Hey, Aaron. And tonight we're going to do a Q&A. Hey, Shanika, how are you? Sharon, Miss Gutierrez. Hey, Anna, how are you? I want to do a Q&A, questions from you. Now, listen, any question that you want to ask me, because many people ask me on a daily basis, either from DM or in person, Wesley, can I pick your brain? Can I pick your brain? Well, you can pick it right now in this moment here, okay? You can post your question below and I will answer it. And I will answer anything, okay? I'm an open book. I don't have any regrets in life. All the terrible, insane, horrific things I've done when I was younger, I'm not embarrassed about it. I'm willing to open up whatever you need to hear to get you to take massive action and be consistent towards what you want. I'm an open book for you, okay? Hey, Nessel, how are you? D. Ford, hey. Hey, Naveen, Nikhil, Denise, Khadija. Legacy, Aaliyah, how are you, Aaliyah? Chris, hey, what's going on? Sandra, may I help you translate the Genie Script course into Spanish? Yeah, we can talk about that. Hey, Nia, how are you? Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. I'm great. How are you doing tonight, Wesley? I'm doing absolutely perfect, Nessa, of course. I'm doing perfect. One thing, can I give you guys some advice before we get started? Listen, whenever someone asks you, how are you doing? I want you to start to say, instead of saying good, okay, well, it's Monday, I'm all right. Don't say that shit, okay? What I want you to say is this. I want everybody to listen to me right now in this moment. Whenever someone asks you, how are you? I want you to say perfect, okay? Now, I get it. You might not feel perfect. You might not be having a perfect day, okay? But I want you to say that. Is that cool? I want you to say I'm doing perfect. And I want you to practice that. The reason why I want you to say that irregardless of how you feel, because if you continue to say it, you'll realize that you are doing perfect. Does that make sense? What we don't realize is a lot of you that are having very challenging days and challenging moments in your life, when you communicate to yourself and say, oh, I'm all right, I'm okay, well, that's telling me that you're not all right, that you're not okay. Say that you're perfect. Because if you continue to say it, eventually you will be perfect. Does that make sense? Okay? So let's test it out. Hey, queen, my queens, how are you doing? Comment below, please. Kings, fellas, how are you doing today? How are you doing this evening? Comment below. Tell me, how are you doing? Everyone. Okay? I like it, Anderson. Now think about how do you feel? Like, how do you feel when you say I'm perfect? Doesn't it put a smile on your face? You're like, yeah, Wes, it does. Yeah, you feel good. And then it sets you apart, because when you say that to people are like, what, perfect? Man, I wish I was having your day. I mean, people will look at you differently because why? You're setting yourself apart from the masses. I'm trying to get you to make your exodus from the masses. The masses, they don't say they perfect. They say all right. They say good. I'm okay. Wah. I mean, that's just the masses, folks. You got to be different, okay? You're gonna be a millionaire. You hear me? How does that sound? You're gonna be a multi-millionaire, okay? You're a millionaire now. You're different from the masses here, okay? You're no longer making under $100,000 a year. You're a millionaire, okay? So you're doing perfect. You're doing better than good. You're doing great, okay? You're doing absolutely outstanding, perfectly good, okay? All right, questions for me here. I love it, Amanda. I feel fantastic. Amanda, she's not playing in that gym, guy. I'm telling you, she is on it. She is on it. I love it. Amanda got that energy. I love people who have that vibration that's high, just, whoo, just something about a positive person, man. All right, here we go. Questions for me here. Let me scroll down here. I think my guy Chris had a question here. Wes, how do you feel? How do you deal with the fear of the unknown when you're trying to escape the matrix here? And Chris, thank you so much for commenting your message in perfect grammar. I'm so proud of you, man. I'm so proud of all of you, because I had to get on you guys' asses for a couple of months now, this because, BC, what you're doing, WID, and you, the letter U. And I can see that your grammar and the way that you're writing is getting better. Kudos to you for that, okay? So he says, how do you deal with fear of the unknown when you're trying to escape the matrix here? Yeah, understand this. When you're trying to leave what's normal, and what's normal is the matrix, right? Like it's normal to go to an 8-to-5 job, right? It's normal to save money. It's normal not to take a bunch of risks. It's normal to have plan A, plan B, plan C, right? That's normal, but that's the matrix. But when you want to escape it, you're going into the unknown. The unknown is your unknown because you've never been on this side of the fence. Does that make sense? It's not like it's uncommon because what you call the unknown is my normal. Like it's normal for me to take risks. It's normal for me to spend a bunch of money on something that I believe will work out, even though I'm not sure if it will, but I believe it did. But I do have a belief that it will work out, right? The abnormal is just not working an 8-to-5 job, realizing that I have the power and I have the intelligence to create money by myself, right? So I want you to realize that what makes it easier is when you remove yourself from the people that are in the matrix. Does that make sense, Chris? Chris, I understand that you're afraid of everything that may not happen. You may say, well, what if this happens? Well, what if I lose this? What if this don't work out, Wes? What if I take a leap of faith and everything just, goes in a horrific direction here? Listen, to make this process easy to leave the matrix is you can no longer hang around people that are in the matrix. Because if you continue to hang around the people that's in the matrix and you want to escape the matrix into the unknown is just going to be so unfamiliar and you're going to be so frightened that you're going to stay in the matrix only because you're hanging around the people that are in the matrix, which means this. Let me make this practical for you, okay? Like people at your job, you can't hang around these people. I talked about this the other day. Your coworkers here. You can't hang around the coworkers. You cannot. I know they're your friends, your buddies, you've been cool with them, but you can't hang around those people because they're in the matrix, okay? Cannot hang around them. You don't go to lunch with these people. Don't go to the barbecues on the weekend. Do not hang out with them on happy hours, okay? 2, anybody that's in your family that talks that negative talk, anybody that's in your family that's close to you that always see the glass half empty, do not be around these people, okay? Separate yourself. Because they're in the matrix. Anybody that complains and bitch about life, anybody that complains about the government, anybody that complains about anything outside of them, those people are in the matrix. The people that feel that they have no control over their life, over their world, or what can happen, stay away from these people. If you do that and you listen to people who are out the matrix, such as myself or other people online that are just like myself, now it's an easier process for you to get very familiar and get to the point that the unknown is not a big deal for you. Okay? Does that make sense? What's the best digital product to create? Weight loss, relationship, love, and how to make money online. Hey, Rod. Hey, Wesley. When it comes to success, achieving goals, do you focus on becoming someone who is capable of achieving those things? Or is it as simple as doing tasks or taking actions that lead to success? I would say this. If success is what you want, first, you must define what success is. 2, you must determine what you want. Then 3, you have to be that person. Now, let me explain that, because I know a lot of you hear me say act as if, right? Act as if you are the person that you want to be. And you may say, well, Wesley, I don't have any money to spend like the person I want to become. When I say act as if, I'm speaking about your attitude, okay, your behavior, okay, the places that you go, the people that you associate with. You have to begin to act as if you're the person that you want to become, right? How you communicate, how you walk, how you carry yourself, how you posture, okay? Does that make sense? Because once you start to mirror the behaviors and the attitudes of successful people, then you're likely to become one of them. Okay, and that makes sense, Rod? So the task and the things that you have to do to lead up to success, it is not so important as actually becoming that type of person, okay? What's next here? I was a sleepyhead last night, I was, huh? Exactly, Nessa. No hanging around the Pookie and Ray Rays. Come on, folks. You know, no Pookie and Ray Ray. Everybody has a cousin that they call Pookie and Ray Ray, right? Separate. Good job, Nessa. Great job on your new client. Questions for me? Talk to me. My girlfriend, first of all, girlfriend is not spelled GF, okay? What I tell you about that, Marco, spell it out. Don't be lazy in language. And do not be lazy when you write. The people in the Matrix, they write this way, okay? People in the Matrix, that's exactly how they write because they're lazy. If your girlfriend is in the Matrix and she lives with you, kick her out. I mean, that's simple. Or go buy her a place. If you don't have a baby with this woman, well, just leave her, honestly. Just let me tell you what you do. And I know this sounds harsh, but listen, sometimes in life, it's important to be a savage, okay? And let me explain that. Like when I had to leave my one and only girlfriend, like 10 years ago, right? 15 years ago, a long time ago. You know what I did? Let me tell you how I broke up with her. It was like a business meeting here. At that time, we decided that I needed to stay in a different apartment. She stayed in her apartment, even though I paid both apartment rents every month. Okay. And one day I asked her to come to my office, come to my house, which was the office here. And I sat her down. Okay. And it was the same office that she surprised me with for Christmas. And I said, her name was Michelle. I said, Michelle, I love you. I care about you deeply. And I really wanted this to work, but I can't do it anymore. And I'm sure you agree. I'm paraphrasing what I told her. I said, I'm sure you agree that we are toxic at this moment right now. It's toxic. We gave it 6 months and it's still not working out for some reason. So at this point, we're no longer in a relationship. I did it just like that. And I was like, I'm not one of those men that's going to be crying and I'm not going to be all, well, you know, baby, you know, I just don't know. I can't get, I get to the point I can be very direct and very cold. And I'm not trying to be cold, but I got to make a decision. And I'm a very decisive man. So when I get to a point with a woman that she has to go, it is what it is, right? And she definitely had to go. And Marcos, it's probably what you need to do to your woman if she's in the Matrix. You got to just have a very intellectual conversation with her. It may be stolid. It may be a bit direct, but later on, she will appreciate you. She's going to find somebody else that she can deal with. She's going to find somebody else that's a better suitor for her. Same for you as well. But it doesn't make any sense to remain in a toxic relationship with a person when you're not equally yoked. You can't have one person that wants to be positive and another person that wants to be negative. You can't have one person that sees the glass half full and another person that sees the glass half empty. You can't have one person that wants to succeed and want to fulfill their potential and another person that doesn't want to do that. Okay? Does that make sense? It'll never work. Ever. It'll never work. Okay? You'll just end up cheating on each other. What's next? Wes, do you have a course as it pertains to running ads? Do you recommend running ads for a referral business? Absolutely. We do have a course. Just reach out to Ariella. I'll follow her, and she'll get you set up if we have any more spots available for the month. Hello, sir. Come on now. Stop it. Bosia, whatever. Are you, spell it out, wearing dress socks? Now, please, sir, what color socks are you? Oh, God, whatever. Some weird person here. Next question for me. When you come in contact with an offer or an opportunity that brings you so much stress and anxiety, isn't that a clue to walk away? No, listen. That's a good question, by the way. So the person is asking me, our Coconut Smile, she's asking me if a certain offer or opportunity in life, business, is bringing you stress. First of all, opportunities are not bringing you stress. You're creating the stress based off your response to the opportunity. Okay. Let me make something clear. Anything that you do, especially if you're trying to create wealth with an opportunity or offer, it's going to be frustrating because you don't know how to do it. And to me, it's not stress. It's just like when people say, oh, I'm so stressed out. To me, it's like a baby, like a child, right? You know, when a child wants to do something and they can't do it, they cry, they whine, they bitch, they complain. Oh, I can't do it. I don't know why it's not working. Why it's not working? Why? That's how children are. And unfortunately, as men and women becoming adults, they're still children. They say, I'm stressed out. And your stress is because it's just not working out the way that you want it to work out. But you got to be patient, okay? Anything that you want to do and anything that you want to achieve that is great, right? That is outstanding, that is on the level of the 3%, obviously it's going to be some trial and error, which means that you don't have to stress. You don't have to have anxiety. You don't have to. And if you do, that is not an indicator for you to quit, right? I mean, when you start a business, listen, there are going to be uncomfortable moments in business. There are going to be moments you're going to get frustrated and irritated. So what? That's just a part of the deal. And the only reason why you're frustrated and irritated because what you're doing is not working the way that you think it should. But listen, the tougher the equation in life, the bigger the result, the bigger the successes. So when you tackle a business or opportunity, well, it's a tough equation. It's hard, obviously, because if it wasn't, everybody would be doing it. You know what everybody is doing, though? Working a job, right? Almost everybody has a job because that's easy. It's easy to get a job. But to start a business and actually be profitable with a business is very difficult, okay? Which means it's going to take some trial and error. So just because you're stressed out and have anxiety doesn't mean that you need to stop. Which means is you need to take a deep breath. You need to calm down and understand that you're going to have to commit to it. It might take you a couple of years to figure it out. And I know you guys hate that. You know, when I say couple of years, Wes, years? Oh man, that's a long time. Listen, it's November already. The year is gone. You notice that? A lot of you started this year. I swear to God, a lot of you started this year in January and said, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get healthy. I'm going to get rich. I'm going to be serious. I'm going to be committed. I'm going to stop doing this. I'm going to stop doing that. And where are you now? Have you made any progress? Because the year is up. We got one more month remaining in the year. Okay? Let me tell you something. 2-3 years of your life is not a lot of time. Not at all. Compared to how long a human being lives, which is about 70 to 80 years old. I mean, 2 years out of your life, that's just 2. Okay? It's less than 2%. It's not a big deal. Take a year, take 2 years out of your life and just get very committed on and focus on you and the development of your skill. Trial and error is the name of the game in business. It is what it is. You have to do it over and over again. I'm telling you, that's just how it works. And you need to be excited about the process. And if you don't want to be excited, choose to be excited about it, right? Because it doesn't make sense for you to be a child or act like a child when you're doing something that you know you want the result, but you're not getting the result, and you're sitting there whining and bitching about what's not working. That's what children do. Children, they whine and cry about something not working or something they can't do. Be an adult. Just relax and continue to work. Okay? What's the next here? Wes, when did you come to the realization that you didn't need a 9 to 5 anymore? Well, that I didn't need it. I mean, in my later 20s, I knew I didn't need it. I knew I didn't need a 9 to 5. But the problem with me was I just didn't believe. I thought I believed in myself, right? I didn't believe in myself to the level that I can lead a 9 to 5 and actually create money on my own. So I like the belief. So in my 30s is when I decided to leave the jobs. I just took a leap of faith, folks. I'm going to be honest with you. And one thing about me you need to understand, I'm not afraid to take risk. I've been like this all my life. I've taken so many risks, and I've did a lot of stupid shit, and I got in some trouble as well. But I'm just I'm the black sheep in the family. How many of you are the black sheep in your family? Like, I've taken all types of risks. I just do things, and I don't even think I just do it. And then let's do it. And I'll worry about the consequences later here. Now, obviously, I'm a bit more intelligent now as an older man here, an older but younger looking man, of course, right? So I'm not so careless or adolescent in my behavior now, but I do take risks. I don't care. I just go for it, you know? If I feel it, I just go. So when I was in my 30s, I said, let me just go for it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Right? What's the worst that can happen if I leave my job? I mean, if I needed to get another job, I can go back. Obviously, I have the skill, right? So I said, let me just leave it. Let me just see if I really can do this. And I made it happen. Wes getting clicks, but no sales with Twitter blocks. Any suggestions, getting conversions? Maybe a landing page. Yeah, test, man. Test a landing page. Look at the quality of traffic that you're dealing with. Think about creating a funnel. Maybe start to collect emails and put them through a 7-day email series here. It's all about testing, my guy. What's next here? Wesley, do you have any information about e-commerce? Can you be a little bit more specific about that? Hey, Wes, did you get to discover the Carnegie secret they are talking about inside the book? No, I don't know anything about the Carnegie secret. No. Hey, Angelina, thanks for following me. And folks, make sure you follow me if you don't. You know, I get you. I get it. You're listening, but follow and turn on your notifications because I don't want you to miss these lives here. They're important to your success, right? You have to condition yourself. And this is the daily practice here. You got to condition yourself. You may hear something that may be the life changer for you. Yeah. So make sure you turn on your notifications. What's the next here? Questions for me. What's up, new beginning for the best? How are you? Ali, hey, gang, what's going on? How about them Houston Astros? I don't know. I'm not watching the game. I don't have time to watch men make money. Stop it. Wes, as it pertains to running ads, do you offer a course or YouTube videos? Yeah. I told you, reach out to Ariella. I follow her. Reach out to her, okay? Questions for me. Wes, when you're out in public and driving one of your supercars, are you transparent with people who come up to you and ask questions? Of course. What do you think I'm going to do? Lie to them? Well, I mean, why wouldn't I be transparent? One thing about Wesley Virgin, if you ever met me in person, I'm the same guy on here or meet me in person. Now, listen, if I'm working out, I'm very serious and very committed. So if you ever see me in the gym, if you see me have this grimace on my face or this, I'm just focused, okay? It makes sense? I'm in the zone. So don't think that I'm having a bad day. I'm just in the zone. You can still talk to me here. But of course, you know, you can talk to me. People talk to me all the time with the car. Oh, man, I love your car. Oh, man, I love your car. Oh, my God, bro, that car. Like today, I was driving a G-Wagon. As a matter of fact, I just paid it off 3 days ago. So it's buying now. I got the title. It's coming in a couple of weeks. So I now own the 4x4 now. G-Wagon. And this young man, he was like, man, I got it washed today. He was like, man, You know how black guys do it. They be like, man, that one? Yes. Yes, my guy. That thing is sick. And I'm like, appreciate my man. Thank you so much. What's the next here? Wesley, what are your thoughts on ClickBank? Do you think it's a platform for success? Absolutely. Listen, if you're brand new, listen, please. If you're brand new in the digital marketing space, internet marketing space, if you're brand new and you don't know where to go, clickbank.com. And they're not paying me to say this, but I got love from them because that was the platform that I made my first million. It's a great platform for beginners, okay? If you're a beginner, go to clickbank.com. Learn there first before you move to other platforms, because ClickBank is like the OG of internet marketing, okay? It's an affiliate marketplace where you can put your product or you can promote products on that platform. Go there first, learn, okay? I think they have what is called ClickBank University as well. If you choose to get that as well, but study the products on there, okay? Study the products. Is there a difference? I don't know what the question is. Questions here. Is there a difference of what? I use Linktree in my IG bio. Someone told me don't use it because it's confusing. What do you think? First of all, I need you to spell out the word you and the word about. ABT is not about, okay? That is a misspell. Correct that, please. Linktree, it all depends on what you're doing, honestly. It depends on what you're doing here, okay? If you're selling a product online, you just need to have one call to action, and that should be to your product, okay? You don't need to give people so many options. People don't like too many options, especially online. Uh-oh, my laptop. Oh, my God. I'm all right, guys. Don't worry. I just dropped water. Hold on. All right, we Gucci. We good? We good? Hold on, guys. Give me a second. Oh, okay. All right, I'm good. Oh, my baby, she fell on the floor. You good, boo? Hold on. Give me some of that cover. If y'all didn't know, my boo is my laptop. She good. Wes, would you stop trying to be a people pleaser? Wes, what would you stop trying? That doesn't make sense. What would you stop? Doesn't make sense. Yeah, my baby is my Apple laptop. I have two of them actually here. I mean, I'm serious. That's my booze. And the reason why my Apple laptops are my babies because they make money for me and they add value to my life. And they don't talk. All right, what's next? Any books you recommend checking out? Think and Grow Rich. Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. Read those books. Okay? What's next here? And actually, I got two girlfriends, right? Two Apple laptops. And their name changes every single night. Her name is Jessica, and the other one, her name is Emily. How would you stop trying to be a people pleaser? Sorry for the incorrect grammar. Yeah, how would you stop being a people? I mean, listen, I know this is going to sound direct, but you have to get to the point that you don't really care too much about how people feel about you. Just don't care. That's it. Stop caring, okay? Just stop caring so much. You know, I get it, you know. At the same time, someone say, well, you got to care about people. You got to care. You got to care. We all in this together. Listen, let me tell you something. You got to care more about yourself, okay? Care more about yourself than you care about other people. Period. That's a life lesson. If you ever want to navigate this life happier, care more about you than other people, okay? What's the next here? Wesley, I'm really working on modeling your success on ClickBank. I've been watching your videos. Thanks, Mike. Keep doing it. Keep watching. What would you say about subcontracting? So remember, ABT is not a word, okay? It's about ABOUT. I don't see anything wrong with subcontracting. I mean, I don't do it, but if you're making money, move forward ahead. What's next here? Talk to me. You folks are quiet tonight. I don't know why. Good evening. I've been following you since 2020. I'm grateful that abundance is coming my way daily on a consistent basis. December 2021, got my home. Wow. Much love, adore my gifts. I'm so happy for you. Hey, Vanessa, how are you? Lou, Jessica, how are you? If my money goes to $80K a month and always in the individual's face, but the money goal to leave a job is $5K, should one meditate and affirm the larger or smaller amount goal first? So, Lucas, what I would tell you is this. If you're only making $5K at your job, man, my first goal for you will be just to make $10K. Right? Not $80K, because your mind maybe can't conceive $80K, right? Just visualize $10K first. Because once you make $10K in a business, you can make more money, okay? Because now you can leave your job and you have more time to build the business. How would I invest $100K in this economy? I mean, right now, I would just go grab some index funds and hold out. I mean, the market is plummeting right now, which is great. You can just buy and hold. Okay? I don't think my comment is showing. It is. I see you too, TV25. What are your thoughts in information, wisdom, art, arbitrage, ethical, legal, appropriate? Can we gray zone, delegate finances? Afterwards, when cash flow comes in, can we delegate finances? I need you to give me a clear question. Your question doesn't make sense. I keep getting conflicting theories on whether the law of attraction is true or not. Is the law of attraction real? It depends on how you define it, right? Some people define the law of attraction. Unfortunately, The Secret, even though that's a great movie, it just did a piss poor job of really explaining how this works, okay? Because a lot of you believe that the law of attraction is if you think positive thoughts, positivity is going to happen to you. That's not how it works. There's many people that are thinking positive every day, but they still have a shitty life, right? You really have to understand the vibration, which is how you feel. That's what's important. It's how you feel and your expectations as you live your life. Some people expect great things to happen. Some people think that they're lucky people. Like me, I'm a lucky guy. Things just happen for me all the time, right? That I want to happen. Some of you believe that you're unlucky. And what I want you to understand is the difference between you and I is I just believe I'm lucky for no reason. And you believe that you're unlucky because, well, you're not getting the life or the events that are taking place in your life are not the events that you want. But all you have to do is just switch the word and say that you're lucky. Make sense? The big issue is what we're not aware of is what we say and how we think. So if you say things and think things that are aligned with negativity or disempowerment, then it's obvious what type of life you're going to be. But if your thoughts and how you feel is more aligned with, positivity, good feelings, then you already know how this person's life is going to be as well. Does that make sense? Hi, Wes. Just started my clothing brand. Any input on how I can work it out? Man, clothing brands, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to give you my honest opinion. I wouldn't do it. I would not do a clothing brand. It's hard. It's very difficult. Even if you sell a few of the apparel, to try to learn what the cost per acquisition is hard because no one knows who you are. And if you don't get a celebrity or some big influencer to support you, it's almost impossible, honestly, for these clothing brands, unless you already have an audience. How do you get over self-doubt? So, Rod, no need to get over self-doubt, right? Get over, because self-doubt is not a thing. Because when you use the word over, that means like you got to jump over something. Listen, self-doubt it's just a process of thinking, folks. Many of you use these words like confidence, self-doubt, fear as if they're things, which is called a nominalization. So when you take a word like self-doubt, but you personify it, you make it real. It's not real. Self-doubt is not a thing. It's nothing that you have to get over. It's not something that you need to eliminate, right? You don't have to do that. It's just a process of thinking. So when you're doubting, it's when you're questioning your decision. That's all it is, right? When people doubt things, they're questioning their decision. Just don't question your decision. I had a conversation with I'm working with this one guy. He's 21 years old, young, but he's very smart. And I'm choosing to mentor him. And he writes copy. And he keeps coming back to me and say, well, Wesley, what do you think about that? What do you think about that? What do you think about this? And I got fed up with him. And I said, man, make a fucking decision, bro. You're the expert. Don't ask me what I think. I brought you on board because you're an expert. Make a decision and stick to it. If it don't work, do something else. But you got to have some confidence in yourself, right? You got to believe that whatever you're going to put down, you got to have a level of certainty, right? And just say, hey, let's go. And the reason why he's doubting himself is because he wanted to work out so badly here. But you got to have a level of certainty that it will work out. And that's important in business. It's important with companies, because if you have too much uncertainty, people don't want to work with you. Okay? So what I would tell you is stop questioning your decision. Once you made a decision, stick to it. If it's the wrong decision, it's okay. Right? Just make sure you have another decision to make after you learn that decision was not the best decision to make. But don't doubt yourself, right? There's no sense to doubt when you've already made a decision. That's the worst. What's next here? Are you, ladies and gentlemen, getting value here? Wow. Thank you for all the likes and tags below. I see that. Wes, what are your thoughts on unconditional love? Do you believe it's real? So, we got to define it, right? Unconditional love means love without any condition. It means like my children, they can do very terrible things to me, even though they don't. Or they can piss me off, make me mad, but I love them anyway, right? That's unconditional love, right? Loving someone without conditions. Not saying, I'm going to love you only if you do this. So, yeah, it does exist, obviously, right? So I don't know what the actual question was or what you're getting to here. But, of course, it does exist, as well as conditional love. How do we properly and gracefully rebound from when we make major mistakes? So one thing about mistakes, I want everybody to really listen to this if you ever want to make $1 million here. You got to realize that a mistake doesn't have to be major. Okay? I mean, you don't lose $1 billion, did you? Okay. So it doesn't have to be major. You don't have to use that word major. Just say a mistake. Because when you use the word major, now you're magnetizing the mistake. You're making it bigger. It doesn't have to be that big. That's when people say, well, I got a big problem. No, you don't. Like, why do you have to use the word big? You don't have to use that adjective to describe the problem. Just say you have a problem. I have a problem. And I would say I have a small problem and I'm working it out right now. What I'm saying, we have control on how we describe things that happen in our life. Problems. They don't have to be big problems, folks. They don't have to be major problems. And to be honest with you, most problems are minor. A big problem may be if you lost your leg or if you can't see anymore, right? Wouldn't that be a big problem for you? Say if you woke up tomorrow morning, God forbid, you had no arms. Okay, you couldn't see, right? That may be a bigger problem for you. So maybe if it's not that, everything else is minor problems. So I would say stop magnifying or exacerbating things or events that take place in your life. It's just a problem, just something that you got to knock out. So I got a little small problem, but I'm going to figure it out. Even if you don't know how to do it, just say it. that make sense? Just start saying it. I want you to trust me on this. I did this when I was at my lowest. I just started stating, said, you know what? It's going to work out. I don't know how, but it's going to work out. And I'm not thinking about it anymore because there's nothing I can do in this moment. And many of you, you spend your evenings in your bed just suffering, thinking about all your problems. And you become overwhelmed. And that's why you smoke so much and drink and use drugs. Because you overwhelm yourself with all these problems that you can't even solve. You're in the bed. How you going to solve a problem at 12 o'clock? You're in the bed, sleep. Relax. Deal with it tomorrow morning. Make sense? Can you share your affirmations? The only affirmation that I say is, I'm so grateful now that I earn $3 million per month, which is $10 million now, $10 million per month. That's it. Easily and effortlessly. It's pretty simple, actually. What's next here? But you can hear more of my affirmation in my Genie Script course. Just type in the Genie Script and you will see everything that I've done to manifest my dreams. Could you mentor me? Yes, for $50,000 an hour, I can. Wes, how do I get along with ladies I don't know? So, are you asking me how to approach ladies you don't know? Right? Are you trying to? Are you afraid of women? You lack confidence? If that's what you're talking about, well, remember this, men. Okay, because I know it's a ton of men on here that feel inferior when it comes to women. And I know it's a ton of men on here, they're afraid to approach certain types of women. They're just scared. I don't know, And let me tell you why you're like that. And I'm going to tell you why you're so afraid. Because I used to be that way as well, right? In my 20s, just in my early 20s, I was afraid because I was afraid of what? Rejection, just like all of you, right? Listen, this is what I want you to remember about a woman. It doesn't matter how pretty she is. And this is what screws men up. When a man looks at a woman and she's just so gorgeous, they're like, God damn, wow. Right? So in his mind, he's processing all the women he's ever dated compared to her. And if it's a woman that's a little bit prettier or more attractive than what he's dated, now all of a sudden he can feel a bit inferior to the woman. But I want you to remember something about women. The gorgeous, the pretty ones, the ones you like, they have insecurities, if not more, way more than you. You just don't know about them. The only reason why women can react in conversations, or they can have a conversation and they can communicate easy with you, is because, they have a ton of guys that's approaching them. They have guys that's approaching them. So they always going back and forth with the banter and saying, no, not okay. No, it's okay. I have a boyfriend. So women just do this repeatedly all the time, especially gorgeous and very attractive women. And the issue with men is they don't ever have the opportunity to have conversations with women because they're afraid to approach them. They don't have the practice. But men, let me tell you something. You have to work on yourself. Okay? Let me explain this to you. Let me help you out here. Listen, when I started to work on myself, what do I mean? Listen, I started going to the gym. When you look better, you feel better. Okay? I started to really pay attention to how I carry myself. Okay? I started to educate myself. Okay? Then when you become that type of man, almost every woman that you approach, automatically you will feel superior to her. Now listen, I don't want to get into a fight with women here tonight. But listen, the majority of women that I deal, if I approach you, any woman on the planet, I already feel a bit superior to her. I just do. Okay. So I don't have that reluctance of like, oh, I don't know, maybe I'm not good enough for her, because I think I'm good enough and better than every woman that I would ever meet. That's just how I feel. When I say better, let me explain that, ladies. Relax. I know that I can contribute more value to a woman than she would ever be able to contribute to me. Okay? Like, I know that. Okay? So, when you work on yourself, man, Work on your communication skills. Work on your wealth, your money. Work on how you look, your physicality. Okay. Work on your hygiene. Then when you do that, the woman that you want, that you are afraid to approach, well, she'll look at you because you'll look different, right? And it depends on what type of woman you're trying to talk to, right? But I just want to kind of generalize it. And I would just, because most men want to talk to beautiful women, obviously, right? So you'll realize that more women will look at you because you're different. You set yourself apart. Does that make sense? I mean, how many men do you think is working out in the gym and actually getting results? Not a lot. There's a lot of men that still work out and they still don't have the bodies that they should have, right? It's a very small percentage. How many men right now on the planet do you think can communicate effectively? Okay. Communicate very well. One thing that women love about men when they can meet one or find one, they love a man that can communicate. They love a man that can speak, that can talk, or that can add some type of intellectual value to her life. Women love that more than anything. You could be ugly you can be ugly, but if you can communicate well, she'll be around you. Okay. And you might get lucky as well. Because big for women. Because women like to learn. They like to be inspired. Because they like to feel. Okay? Does that make sense? So, my man, what I would say to you is you have a case of low self-esteem. You're a bit insecure. I get it. Work on yourself, man. Work on your physicality, your communication style. Educate yourself and make money. Okay? What's next here? And see, then you'll have the thoughts that any woman that you see, you'll say, if I want it, it's mine. Like I'm like this today. Any woman that I want on this planet, if I want her, she will be mine. It is. I don't care what situation that woman is in, but I have that power. Like if I want her, she's mine, period. And it doesn't matter what women say. Women may say, you can't get me. You can't get me. You can't. If I want you, I'll have you if I want that. And man, you have to have that type of attitude with women, with anything in life, right? And the reason why you can have that type of attitude because you understand them. See, the reason why I can have that type of certainty and so I can get whatever woman I want is because I understand women. I understand people, okay? And that comes from educating myself about human behavior. That makes sense? So when you educate yourself, when you absorb knowledge here, it's pretty easy. It's not even difficult, honestly. Okay? And every woman on here know I'm right. Any woman is achievable. It doesn't matter. A lot of men truly believe, men, let me tell you, you think how you look. Men just always think because they don't look a certain way, that's why the woman don't want them. Well, maybe I'm not cute enough. Maybe I'm not handsome enough. That's what men just always think this. Whenever a woman rejects you, your default is, I don't look good enough. I'm like, come on. It's probably not even that. She could have a man. She could be not feeling your vibe. So many reasons, folks. And maybe it is your look, but let me tell you something about a woman. What's most important for a woman is not your looks. You think it is. And women, if they're honest, they know it's not. Women require an emotional attachment to a man. I'm telling you, I know men that just don't look the best. And they got beautiful women. Okay? Some men not even rich. They got beautiful women. Because they understand, see, what a woman tells you and what she actually does is two different things. Right? It's many women that say, oh, no, that's not my type. That's not my type. And then I'll see this woman sleep with this man. Which happens all the time, right? Right? So it's not important for you to really care or think too much about what a woman says to you or how she reacts. You need to understand your intention with the woman. You got to be in full control. Don't let what she say and what she do affect what you're going to do or your intention. Does that make sense? Never do this. Okay, what's next? Even with all your success, Wesley, would you consider marriage? Not at this point. No. I don't think marriage is, I don't see the point, honestly. I don't see the point. Hey, Giselle, how are you? How may we hypnotize others ethically to get other people to give us what we want? Investing into co-creating utopian sacred new earth. You want to learn how to hypnotize people? So you want to learn how to influence people, right? All right, let me teach you how to do this. I want you to write this down. How many of you want to learn how to influence people to get them to do whatever you want them to do? You could be a Wesley Virgin, because that's what I do. 95% of the people that's around me, I can get anybody to do anything for me, honestly. Anybody. I'm a powerful man. I am. It's because I'm knowledgeable, though. So I'm going to teach you, and I want you to write this down. I'm going to teach you how to influence people. All I ask is this. Use this ethically, okay? Don't use this for wrong. Don't use it to deceive folks, okay? But I'm going to give you something here tonight to help you be a more influential person. Is that okay? Can I get a thumbs up? Hey, Kristen, how are you? All right. And I'm going to give it to you for free. For gratis. Okay. So write this down. It's something that's called the 3I model. Now, this kind of goes back to NLP. Now, I know a lot of you don't know what NLP is, but I'm going to explain it to you. It's neuro-linguistic programming, okay? And it's just the study of successful people, honestly. And successful people can be success with women, with men, with relationships, with money, with anything in life, okay? And Richard Brownler and John Grinder, they created this technology. They were very, very intelligent men. They still live today. But they have something that's called a 3I model, okay? Write this down. There's 3 I's as it relates to people and getting them to do what you want them to do. 1 is identity. 2 is influence. And 3 is information. Okay? Identity, influence, information. Everybody wants to influence people, right? Everybody is always trying to get people to do what they want them to do. You know, people want them to understand them. People want people to hear them out. People want them to give them money, help me out, mentor me. You know, everybody wants something. And they always trying to use influence and tips to do that. But if you work on your identity, listen, one thing about me, believe it or not, I don't use a lot of influence when I deal with you folks. Right? If I want you guys to stay on this live and watch to the very end, and if I want you to listen deeply to every word that I say, I don't have to use any tips or tricks to do that. The reason why that you may consider to stay here and listen to me is because of my identity. It's how I see myself, right? So I see myself as a very knowledgeable person on this topic. I see myself as a king. I see myself as great, powerful, a God, right? That's my identity. So when you meet me, or even when you hear me on these rants, you can feel that authority just in my tonality. Does that make sense? Like, I don't have to use tips and tricks. I can just demand it and command it because of my identity is how I see myself. And then, of course, you have information. What's all this noise? And information is knowledge, which means is you can have this great identity, but if you don't have any knowledge, no information, then it's going to be useless. Who's playing all this noise, really? Where am I living in the ghetto? You guys hear that? Okay. guess they're leaving. I can't stand noise. Okay, does that make sense? So instead of working so much on influence and trying to get people to do stuff, work on your identity. Work on how you see yourself. Okay? Like, I know I'm the shit. I know I'm a bad motherfucker. Like, I just know it. And people can feel that when they're around me. Does that make sense? Okay? So I don't have to use tricks. I can just say, hey, I need you to come with me now. Like, I can go to a woman right now and say, hey, how are you doing? Hold my hand. And I'm telling her, like, she will do it. She don't even know why. It's just the level of certainty, right? So work on your identity, like who you are and who you want to become. And you don't need all this influence tricks and all these persuasion tricks. It's a lot of tricks out there, a lot of tips. But you don't need all that stuff. You can be just like the pastor that's standing preaching to you and say, hey, rise, give me money. Plate will go across the aisle. Put money into plate, right? You can just command it. Does that make sense? Where can I buy your products? Just go to Google and type in the Genie script. Can I get somebody to type down my product below? The Genie script, please. All right, what's next here? And I hope you guys wrote that down and took notes on the 3I model. I don't share that all the time. Hernandez, how are you? Questions for me. There we go. Identity, influence, information. Absolutely. Just master that stuff. All right. Nicki Minaj. She want me to add her. All right. Make sure your camera's on, young lady. Hi with me. We can go live, folks. Just come at the word go live. Make sure your camera's on. I need to be able to see your beautiful face, of course. And make sure you have a question to ask. If you want to go live with me, just comment, go live below. Okay. And if you don't want to go live, just post your question below here. I'm just here to serve. I'm here to serve. I'm here to help. Thanks, Thomas. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you, Enlight Universe. Thank you so much. Talk to me. Hey, Marisol, how are you, Kaden? Haley. If you just joined here, I'm Wesley, $1 billion Virgin. I'm a self-made millionaire here. And you can ask me whatever question you have about your business, about mindset, about manifesting anything. I'm here for you. Weight loss tips. Work out more, eat less, man. Honestly, you know. If you want to lose weight, got to reduce the amount of calories that's going into your body. That's obvious. Wesley, why are people so lazy? Why are people so lazy? I know, right? It's like, golly, why is everybody so lazy? I can give you my thoughts about why I think, majority of the world is lazy. Because every day somebody's inventing something to make life easier. You remember it was a time that you couldn't microwave your food. You had to put it in the oven. It took a long time, right? But now you can put it in the microwave, so it's faster and quicker. You remember the times that when we'd take a picture, okay, I may be telling my age on this one, but you can take a picture. You have to take that picture to Walgreens or take the film to the film store to get developed, and we had to wait 2 weeks. Not anymore. Got iPhones. Snap, crackle, pop. The picture is available in seconds here. So the world is constantly evolving and making things easier. So when the world is making things easy and convenient, at the same time, people become lazy because, well, they think everything is like that, right? They think everything is like a microwave. Everything's like a camera. So that, like this Generation Z, the Zoomers, they really lazy, right? Because they're like, man, they can get everything. And then think about it. If you want to feel good, you want to laugh, go to TikTok. If you want to feel any emotion, go to TikTok, go to Reels, and watch that all day. right? So we're living in a world that is constantly evolving, and we're creating things to make things more efficient and make it easier, but that's making people lazy, right? Remember the time that you had to push the lawnmower to cut grass? Not anymore. Not anymore. You can ride it. You can hire somebody to do it. Enrico, my guy Julio, right? Can cut it up for you. So it just, what we don't realize is that as the world evolves, it makes everything seem to be easy. So now when you get in business, you think business is like a microwave. 2 minutes is done, right? It's something. You're thinking it's some microwave out there that's going to make your business easier, and it's not. And that's why we're lazy, because we no longer have to work hard for most things that take place in life. You want to get drunk? Easy. Just drink some alcohol. You're drunk in minutes. You can be drunk, right? Almost any emotion you can feel within minutes, right? So this has made people very lethargic and very lazy, man, because, you don't have to, everything is, you're so entitled. Everything is so easy, especially in America here. What's the rant about tonight? Q&A, Monet Banks. Questions and answers. Elia, are you? Any tips on solidifying certainty subconsciously, embodiment to be the $1 trillion closer? The $1 trillion closer. Listen, if you want certainty, you just have to, listen, it's no special thing. There's no special moment that takes place in your life for you to be certain. If you want to be certain, when you meditate, visualize yourself as a very certain individual. And if you want to understand where certainty comes from people who are very charismatic like myself, listen, anything I say, if you notice, I tend to talk what is called in truisms. So when I speak and when I say things, how I say it makes you believe it's true, only because of the conviction behind what I'm saying. But it doesn't mean it's actually true. It's just the tonality and the voice inflection and the level of certainty. But what I'm saying is anybody can do that, right? Like anybody can just do that. Speak with conviction and passion. It's just done deal. And that's all you do. That's certainty. Okay? And to make it easy for you to be certain about things is to realize that human beings will believe anything if you're certain about it. I mean, honestly. Look, I can be very certain right now and tell you that the earth is flat. It's flat. You hear me? It's flat. What you've learned in your books, what you've learned in school for years that it's round, is a lie. The world is actually flat, and I can show you proof. See, just talking that way, not saying you believe it, but you may be curious, like, well, let me see if he proves it though, right? But I'm opening up a gap in your mind to insert some new information. And that's what the level of certainty when you speak does. I'm telling you, just raise your tonality and speak as if it's real. Because honestly, it really doesn't matter if it's real or not. Does that make sense, ladies and gentlemen here? I think the people that doesn't have any certainty are, they have a tough time just, believing in themselves or just saying things, or just believing in anything because they just want to be right so bad. They just want to, they want to make sure they give you the right information. Well, I want to make sure I'm giving you the right information. Let me tell you something about the right information. It's like all information, listen, all the information on the planet, it's not about right or if it's correct. I mean, it's just information, honestly. People can talk about one subject and somebody can convince you that it's right. And somebody can talk about the same subject and convince you that it's wrong. What I'm saying, information is just information. It doesn't really matter. I'm always thinking about a different way to explain this to you folks. So you'll realize, like, I explained it. Look, I'm going to explain it this way. I explained it to my children one day when we went to Costa Rica. I said, the Asian David, is no such thing as facts. Think about it. There's no such thing as facts. When somebody say that's a fact, there's no such thing. Okay? A fact is nothing but opinions of people who all have agreed together collectively. Like you may say it's a fact that is dark, okay, that is black. You're looking at a black screen. It's because everybody agreed that it is black, but somebody had an opinion and said, you know what, I think we're going to call this color black. And everybody agreed that it will be black, and we say, well, that's a fact. But what you got to understand is no such thing as facts. It's just opinions, which means is you can create anything. I mean, anything. I mean, it doesn't matter. If you believe it long enough and you get other people to believe it, then it is what it is. Okay? Hey, Leanne, how are you? Does that make sense, ladies and gentlemen? I know that went over your heads here, but Wesley, why don't you show yourself on camera for mothers? For mothers? First of all, why? It's not a word. You spell it W-H-Y. Angie Vargas, how are you? Hey, Wesley, I was hoping you would be on tonight because, there we go, BC, because, I mean, who taught you folks this? You know what I want to know? And I'm not trying to be rude, but who taught all of you to speak that way? I mean, to write that way. Like, who taught you that BC is because? Like, what did you learn that from? Probably Pookie and Ray Ray. You know, I really think about it. I say, you know, where do people get this dumb way of talking and texting? Like, I couldn't imagine ever writing BC for the word because. I could never do that. That's insane to me. Right? I could never imagine writing ABT for about. Like, I would never do that in a million years. Never. I mean, I would look stupid if I would do that. I like, man, I'm silly as shit. Like, why would I write about and it's just two more letters, right? That's insane to me. What's next here? It's just abbreviations, I would say no. First of all, don't say it's just abbreviations. It is not an abbreviation. Go look it up in the dictionary. And I want you to put in the words BC. And I promise you, because it's not going to come up in the Webster, it is not an abbreviation, okay? It's lazy. Write this down. Do not be lazy in language, nor do not be lazy in writing. Okay, I'm trying to get you guys out of the matrix. You just want to stay there, don't you? I don't want you to be uneducated. People that are uneducated, they're in the matrix, okay? They're not rich and wealthy. They're in the matrix, and they are just uneducated and dumb and stupid and silly. Stop it, okay? And don't justify to speak or talk that way. Don't do it. Don't write that way, ever. You hear me? I don't care if it's your friends, and I'm talking to teenagers as well. Stop texting people like this. And adults, you should be ashamed of yourself. WID, what you doing? Stop. 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 Stop doing that. Okay? What's the next here? Look at this. Matrix is a good movie, though. THO. That's not how you spell it, though. You folks, you never get it. Some of you just never understand. And that's why a lot of you will never be wealthy, honestly. It's quicker. See? Somebody said it's quicker. It's faster, Wes. It's faster. And see, that's why you're not rich, because you're looking for everything in your life to be done quickly. Fast, fast, fast. I want to make money fast. I want to get rich fast. And that's where you're exactly at the moment where you are right now. You're not making progress and looking for a fast route to getting what you want. It doesn't exist. Okay? Your level of seriousness for as these things are interesting. Of course. Listen, you know, let me tell you something else let me share something else about the Matrix. You know, in the Matrix, many people that are in the Matrix, they think that these topics that I'm talking about right now, such as like the abbreviations of these words that are not abbreviations, you think they're just simplistic. You think it's unimportant and it's trivial. Oh, it don't matter, Wes. Come on. It's just a text. It's just a word. I'm just trying to, just get it out real quick. That's the matrix. And you don't even realize it, right? And you try to justify you writing that way. But listen, okay? When you get in, listen, you write an email out, send a text to your boss, to your manager, and you speak this way, because you're cool with him, right? I don't know. And then you never get the promotion. And you're thinking like, why am I not getting the promotion? Why am I not getting the raise? And you would never think that it's because of how you communicate and how you write. You'll never think that. You're like, man, what am I doing wrong? I don't understand. Listen, the little things, the small things that you think they don't matter, they're everything, especially in business. It's never the big important. It's just the small things that no one pays attention to, right? Like the things of like not going out on the weekends and working in the business. You might say, oh, it's not a big deal. Come on, Wes. Man, just one weekend. I'm just going to go out and hang with the boys, hang with the girls. I mean, I've been working for 2 months. Come on. It's not a big deal, right? And you go out. And you think it's nothing, but it's everything. Just like the woman or the man that say, come on, just one donut. It's just one cake. Then 6 years later, you got a gut. Stomach big as a linebacker. Big old stomach. Can't even see your own genitals, right? But I'm telling you here, listen, small things matter. They matter most about everything. What's next here? You're right, Sydney, habits. Would you take someone less serious if they texted like that? If so, why? Explain how that makes them less intelligent. Listen, let me share some with you, because I'm glad you asked me this question here. And like I said, don't let your feelings get hurt, okay? I'm direct and I'm blunt. And I'm going to keep it real with you, okay? If anybody texts me and they want to work for me or do any type of business with me, and they text me, hey, Wesley, I want to work for you because BC, I think I'm a good fit. I'm not going to even reply to that person. Let me tell you why. It's not about being less intelligent. It's because this person chose to write BC when he could have wrote because, which tells me that this person is lazy. Now, you might not be lazy, but that's how you're communicating to me. Make sense? Because in my mind, I'm thinking, why couldn't you just write out the word? Why couldn't you just write it out? And I know some of you say, well, it's quicker and it's faster. But that's not a word. BC is not a word, okay? And it's not an abbreviation to anything. It's not in the Western Dictionary. And to me, if you text me that way, I just think you're a child. You must be a teenager or a kid. Because my children text like this, and I correct them all the time. Honestly, all the time. I say, hey, don't text that way. Write it out. Write the entire word out. And they think it's insignificant. They think it don't matter, but they will realize it matters. You'll see as you become an adult and you're trying to get jobs and opportunities, how you communicate and how you write is very important when you're navigating the planet. I'm telling you, you'll see. Don't worry. You'll see. So, yeah, I wouldn't have a conversation with you at all. Somebody said BC is before Christ. Little things turn into big ones after time. I constantly correct my speech, and I am what I say. And well, young lady Sydney, I need you to correct that sentence there. It doesn't make any sense, and it's a run-on. And this happens with people. And listen, I love all of you. That's why I speak this way to you. I know some of you think I'm stern and I'm a bit too direct, But listen, I got love for you, and I don't want you to fuck up in life, because a lot of you don't even know why you're not getting a promotion at your job, why you're not getting more money, why you're not even getting the job. And most of you, it's because of your lack of communication skills. Honestly, 100%. Trust me, it's your poor communication skills. Okay, you have none. Many of you. And many of you get too relaxed. You be like, I'm just gonna write whatever, it's just Wesley, blah blah. I'm just gonna write any type of way. No, like I would never even hire you if you speak to me this way. Like how some of you write in the comments section, I would never hire you ever. Not because I don't like you, because you're lazy in language. You don't know how to communicate effectively, and I can't deal with people like that. Not working for me. Okay, you got to be able to express yourself. You'll make my head hurt. Okay. I got you, Sydney. Don't worry. I got your back, young lady. She says, I'm learning, daddy. Exactly. I like when they call me daddy. Look, I love when a woman calls me daddy. Tell me, you ever want to calm me down, call me daddy. Only women, though, not men. I'm just saying. What's the next here? What inspires or drives you as a man? What drives me? What inspires me? Let me think. What drives me? I just, it may be just ego. I just like being number one, honestly. I like helping people. And that's probably ego as well, because I get a sense of significance from, sharing things with people when they have the aha moments here. But to this point, it's just like I don't really need anything to drive me, man. I'm this person. I'm this. Like the Wesley that you hear will be the Wesley like this when I'm 90 years old. So I don't typically need anything to drive me, honestly. It is what it is. I'm this person. Okay. That's like asking LeBron what drives him to play basketball. I mean, he's been doing it for so long. It's just who he is as a person here. What kept you motivated in your 20s? Well, good question here. I've always been the person, even in my 20s, that wanted to be great, and I always wanted to be right. Okay. So when I was fired from my job at the age of 20, I've told you guys the story before. I was like, fuck that. I got to be an entrepreneur. I got to figure this thing out. So one thing about me, I like solving problems too. Okay. I love solving problems. And that's how I see life or business or anything. If I start a new company, it's just a problem and it's an equation I got to figure out. If I have a product and it's not converting the way I want it to convert, it's a problem. I got to figure it out. And I love discovering solutions for problems, folks. I love it. I mean, I just love it with a passion. How do you improve your communication skills if you're an introvert? Easy. First of all, don't call yourself an introvert, okay? I believe that we can be an extrovert with certain people that we're comfortable with, and we're going to be an introvert if people that we're not comfortable with. So I think at any given time, you could be an extrovert or introvert, right? But if you want to learn how to communicate, you need to listen to great communicators. That's all you got to do. You can listen on YouTube. That's what I used to do previously. Just listen to people that communicate better. Listen to people that use different words. Like you'll realize, like the typical person, they use the same words, right? Same words in their vocabulary usage because they don't know different words. And you'll notice people who have issues communicating, they use um, and. Like these are terrible words to use when you're talking. You know what I mean? 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 Yeah, stop doing that. You gotta practice, okay? And like uh, uh, um, 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 gotta practice. So what I would say is learn how to speak slow. Okay. And it's very difficult for people to do this because when we have so many thoughts in our mind, the reason why the average person talks so quickly, because we have all the thoughts and we're trying to almost like verbally vomit on people. We're trying to get all these thoughts out, blah, 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 blah. Slow down. Okay? Slow down. Why? Because it takes the brain, when you're talking to another person, it takes the person that you're speaking to time to process the information. See, if you notice how I'm speaking right now, you're really grasping what I'm saying to you, right? You may be shaking your head and like, yeah, Wes, I understand what you're saying here. And I'm just slowing down the cadence of my conversation, which is allowing you to hear it deeply and listen close. Make sense? Just try it, man. And it's going to be difficult at first because you're going to think that you are incompetent. You will like, oh man, I'm incompetent. Why am I speaking so slow? Listen, I give example. If, like, I'm a man, if I tell a young lady and say, hey, I love you. I love you. But if I say, hey, I really love you. Now, ladies, which one did you feel deeply? What's the difference? If I say, I love you, or, hey, I love you. What's the difference? Which one affected you more? Of course, the latter. Does that make sense? See, communication is everything. Learn how to speak. Just listen to great speakers on the internet. You can listen to my information, my videos all day long here, right? Or other people that speak well. You have to surround yourself around people who use different words to express themselves. You're hanging around Pookie and Ray Ray, and you're speaking like Pookie and Ray Ray. Sydney says, look me in the eyes and said, well, if I do that, Sydney, you're going to fall in love, And we don't want that, do we? What's next year? Yeah, and you know who have the largest issue or problem with the ums? Men. Men. Because you're gonna, because I was men. Ladies, will tell you, ladies, think about your last date with a man. How many times did he use the word yeah, I'm going over here. Yeah, I'll do this for yeah, I want some glass of yeah, we have reservations for two. Some people start the sentence with and men, unfortunately, they are classic for this. Okay. Stop using the word Do you ever feel as though you take yourself too serious? No, I don't think so. I don't think I take myself serious at all, honestly. Every day is a interesting, perfect day for me. Yeah. And they also say, thank you, a queen, peace, love, and love for God. They say, you know what I'm saying? 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 Man, stop saying that. Stop it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? This is popular with men. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Because we go over here. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It sounds bad. It sounds, and you don't know it sounds bad because your friend talks this way as well. But when you go out with a woman, and a woman may be a bit sophisticated, I know some of you men go out with those ghetto girls, but sometimes you're going to get a sophisticated woman that can speak properly. She went to school, okay? And she's listening to you. And she's like, shut the fuck up, honestly, in her head. I've seen this. I've seen men on dates with women, and men just verbally vomit. I mean, men just talk and talk and talk and talk. Blah, 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 blah. I just see men. They talk so much, right, women? Like when you on a date, first date, man, they just talking. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Because I do this and this, you know, blah, 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 blah. Shut up. Man, let me give you some advice. Man, let me give you some advice because I want you to be successful with women, okay? On your next date with the woman of your choice, this is what I want you to do. I want you to shut your mouth and listen. You may say, well, Wesley, how do I start a conversation? Simple. Ask her questions. That's it. How was your day? Oh, my day was pretty good. Oh, really? What did you do? Oh, I did this, I did this, I did. Oh, you worked there. Well, what got you into that? Oh, you are a nurse. Okay, what got you into the nursing? Is that a passion? Oh, yeah, you know, it's a passion. But just let her talk. Just ask her questions. I'm telling you, man, I'm giving you the gems. Like, I'm telling you, this stuff is powerful. When you go out on a date, just ask her questions, and you will ask a question that woman will talk for 30 minutes. I know this, man. I'm a professional, man. I mean, I haven't dated in a long time, but you know, when I was out there, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, man, just trust me on this one. Especially if you want that night to go very well for you. I'm sorry, ladies, but I got to give my man the gems. Just ask her questions, and you will ask a question that will hit a nerve in a woman. When it does, she will talk for 30 minutes. I give example. I can't believe I'm sharing this. Let me give you an example. I did this with this one woman. She was gorgeous. She was a Moroccan woman. Gorgeous. I mean, trust me. Beautiful. Right? We went out, and she was a psychologist, or she went to school for psychology. She haven't got the license yet, but she was smart. Great. I like smart women, right? I like women who think they're so smart, so sophisticated. And I was just asking a question, blah, 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 blah. Then I asked her, I mean, she was just talking. She just kept talking, right? And then she started to talk about her dad. I said, oh, so you're close to your dad? And she got quiet. She said, nah, not really. I said, really? Why not? Well, blah, 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 blah. And she started to talk for 15 minutes. And let me tell you what she did. She stopped. She said, oh, my God, I can't believe I'm telling you all this stuff. Because I hit a nerve, right? It's a trigger, you know, because every woman, not even women, men got it too. Everybody has a trigger. You know, you just got to stop talking and ask questions. And that woman developed a very deep emotional connection with me on the first date. I could have took her home, but I was a gentleman, of course. No one that stands for me. You know, I'm a gentleman, of course. But they just say that if I wanted to, I could have took her home because when she started to talk about her dad, it was they wasn't seeing eye to eye. They, you know, there was some issues there. She got sad and she started to share more. She talked to me for 40 minutes and I didn't say a word. But just her venting that way and not me interjecting, it made her closer to me. And man, you can do this too with women. It works every time. All right, what's next here? That's it. Okay. No more PUA talk. All right, what's next here? Do you think that people are born with a certain life purpose? Some people spend a lot of time trying to find out what their purpose is. No, I don't think we're born with a purpose. I believe that you need to discover what the purpose is. Okay, it's up to you to do that. Right? You have to discover what your purpose is for yourself. Let me see here. Questions for me. Talk to me. You feel me, Shouty? I mean, do people really talk that way? Shouty? Come on now, stop it. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? That's insane. I mean, come on. I know men are not talking like this. It's impossible. There's no way. There's no way men are speaking this way. Do you see what I said? Oh, please, please, please. Please tell me that men are not speaking this way. What's next here? Wesley, unfortunately, they are. Well, men, if you're speaking like that, you definitely need to listen more to my rants. All men, honestly. And, believe it or not, men are my biggest fan, not women. When I say men are my biggest fans, it's when I go out, men know me. Women, they just pass me by, man, like I don't exist. But men, they're like, oh, man, I love your stuff. Like today, I went to the gym, 24-hour fitness, and this guy was staring at me. And I was like, okay, this is weird. And he was like, hey, man, I love your content. It was a white man, Caucasian guy. And I was like, man, cool. And, listen, I'm not saying I'm trying to be the god of all men, but I do pride myself on being an example of what a man should be. Okay. Honestly, I pride myself on being a man of what a man should be. Okay. And I think a lot of men, they look up to that. And a lot of men, they like that about me. Well, it's different things they like about me as well. And I'm just grateful to give them my thoughts so they'll be able to navigate the world easy, right? I mean, because every man on here, they want to make a ton of money and they want to have, beautiful women or beautiful women in their life. I mean, that's about it, right? They want to be rich and have beautiful women around them or one beautiful woman for themselves. That's it. That's what they want. They want to have their selection. If I can help men to get the money and get whatever woman they want, they're satisfied. Trust me. It's not more than men want. Men are very simple. What's next here? During meditation, what does it mean when your body starts to vibrate? That happens to me with the TM meditation. Yeah, I would say, if your body's vibrating a little bit, it's probably because you're entering into pure consciousness. It's where time doesn't exist. And that's a good feeling. Olivia, you're late. Valerie, any more questions before I let you go here? Hey, guys, did you get value here tonight, ladies and gentlemen here? Did you get value? Did you get value here tonight? I absolutely love to do this, and I want to thank you for your likes and your shares below. Thank you for helping me share this message around the world to, millions and millions of people here because they need to know. They need to hear this stuff. I don't know any millionaires that are doing this, that are taking their time at night to have conversation with people like yourself to help you succeed, to help you reach your goals. And that's all I want. Whatever your goals are, I just want to help you reach them faster here. So I do appreciate your attendance and being here with me during this short period of time. Okay. All right. I guess that's it. Without further ado, much love. I love you. I love all of you. Okay. I care about you here. And if you don't mind, if you'll come back to the video, I'm going to post it. Come back to the video and leave a comment below if you would like to do that. Also, if you want to hear more rants, just search Wesley $1 Billion Virgin Podcast on Google, and you will see that I'm on Spotify, Apple Music. I'm everywhere, okay? And these podcasts are free for you to listen to program yourself for success. Remember, in life, you don't get what you want out of life. You get what you picture. Much love, and let's go.